Good morning and welcome to Fat Cow Farm. Now, while we're waiting for a few other projects to eventuate and sort of get materials on site and a few other bits and pieces, I thought I'd take this sort of time to get ready for summer. Now, we need to power up the high tunnel hoop house for ventilation. So we're going to have to run a 12 volt system in there for the circulation fans, so we don't crucify all our propagation and everything else over the summer months. So in that, I had some leftover galvanized pipe. Now what I thought I would do is build something very similar to that of our pump house up at the top dam. And so basically what we'll be looking at here is putting a floor in here so that we can store all our batteries. The roof line will be a solar panel, and that's another one that I've picked up that was damaged. So we're not going to be able to achieve the full amount out of that solar panel, but enough that we need to charge up some 12 volt batteries. Now all we've done here is, with these galvanized posts, I've left them long, and what I need to do is I'm probably going to go down about 400 or 500 mil into the soil, and I'll just ram those in, and then I can start building up from there. So what we need to do, and I'm going to leave these purposely long, really, because what my intention is that I've made a mistake with my other solar panel one here at the chicken coop, is that I set it up for summer on the sun's radius, on the sun's axis, not for winter, and it's caught me out. So I'm going to have to lift that a little bit, just to get a little bit more sun over those winter months. So I'm going to base this roof off the winter axis, which will then compensate for summer, because it's only a 12 volt system. So basically what we're going to be doing here is around about 2.2 will be my top post across, and I'll be coming down on a little bit more of a steeper angle. So I'm thinking around about, sort of 1.8, 2 meters, something like that, so that the actual panel can pick up a lot more. And sun is directly that way. Okay, that's north. So that's what I want to try and achieve, is that midsummer or midwinter sun, so that even when summer comes through, we'll be able to pick up a lot more, obviously during the extended daylight hours here, but more importantly, to get power into the hoop house over the middle of the day. So that's really what our goal is. And we'll have 2 circulation fans running backwards and forwards in there, pushing and pulling through the automatic opened windows, and away we go. So I've got a bit of work ahead of me. I've got to get my floor in. I'll brace up for my roof line, and I've got some old cladding that's come from the forest that's been milled. So I'm going to wrap that cladding around this. We'll have a single door probably on this side opening up, have all the batteries and everything else sitting here. We'll have the charge controller sitting in here, so it's all protected from the weather, and away we go, mate. We'll run a conduit into the hoop house, and then I can then basically branch off and have my power ready to go. So the only real important thing now is that once we've got this up and running, we'll have to source out some fairly high quality waterproof fans, and we'll need to make sure that all our conduit is well protected from the environment, especially in there where it gets quite hot and humid and wet because of the irrigation sprinklers. So let me get started. I'll get a few things squared off. I'll come and find you, and I'll see you soon. Well, here we go, mate. So I finished up the internal frame. So this shelf here is going to house all our batteries. So the ones that we've got here are still old solar batteries from the homestead. So they're both all 6 volt. So I'll have to put 2 in for those. Now we'll have to get a little controller. Now the charge controller, we're going to use a MPPT, which can really maximize the charge coming from the solar panel. Now this solar panel is a 300 watt 42 volt. So I'm going to have to get a 50 volt charge controller to handle this. We can get all that wired in and ready to go. So basically what we're looking at is 1 meter in length, 600 in width. Now we're going to clad it, same as what we've done with our pump houses. So we are going to have a fair bit of breeze coming through. I wanted to keep the weather off the batteries and all the electronics. So what we will do is make some sort of, or find some sort of weatherproof housing for that to sit into. Previously I've just used like a Tupperware container that I can see through the lid, and that works a treat. So here we go. So the first steps in getting the frame ready to go for our little pseudo power station for the high tunnel hoop house here. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.